So guys, I saw an article on the boxing scene where it says, is Terence Crawford and Errol Spence is the only fight worth waiting for in the welterweight division? And, you know, I understand a lot of fans want to see that fight. I think it's probably the super fight where fans are really intrigued and fans really, really want that fight, just like Joshua Wilder, because it's a very good fight between two young fighters, and they're very highly skilled. They're two of the best welterweights out there. It'll be for a unification fight, hopefully for an undisputed fight. And they're just two brilliant fighters, and it's a 50-50 matchup. Nobody knows who would come out on top. People have their opinion about Spence, the fact that his size and strength and skill may be too much, and many people think that Crawford's just a boxing ability and skills, and you know, his switch hitting ability is just going to be too much for someone like Spence, who in his last fight actually showed that he's not one-dimensional. He's actually very good. He's not a guy that just comes forward. He can actually box as well. So I think a lot of people, when they saw that side of Spence, they definitely now think it's more of a 50-50 fight. A lot of people before thought Crawford was probably the favorite, but now it's a case where Spence has definitely risen in people's estimation, and I think it's a brilliant matchup. Now, it's one that I think that Crawford would win, but it's one that you wouldn't put your house on it because it's such a great fight. It's a fight that you just don't know who would win because both of them are so highly skilled, as I've said. And it's a fight that, like I said, you wouldn't put your house on it because, like I said, both of them are brilliant. And it's a fight that you would be willing to pay, you know, 30, 40 quid for because it's that good a matchup. And it's one where it's just one that you'd see that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it's exciting or not. You would just want to see it. Because ideally, it'll be a bonus if it's exciting, but you just want to see who would outwit the other in that fight because it's such a great fight between two great, skilled fighters. And it's a fight that, you know, the fans want to see, really. But I just think, like I said, I don't think the fight's big enough because both of these guys are they're not big household names. Now, Joshua Wilder is getting to a stage where it's so big a fight where the fights could in the near future happen. This one, both guys haven't really got such a big name, so you're struggling to see how the fight happens because both guys aren't household names and they don't do big numbers. So it's difficult to see how this fight gets so big where the fight happens, and especially the fact that they're both with different promoters and the promoters that they're with don't really like each other. It's difficult to see how the fight happens. But I don't quite go along with the boxing scene article that it's the welterweight fight that, you know, is only worth waiting for. I think there's many great welterweight fights that I'd love to that I'll see. You know, Pacquiao Thurman's a great fight. Spence Porter's a great fight. Crawford v Thurman's a great fight. Crawford v Porter's a great fight. Crawford v Danny Garcia's a great fight. Danny Garcia v Errol Spence is a great fight. You know, the welterweight division is the most stacked division in the world of boxing. So it's not, don't get me wrong, Spence and Crawford is probably the one that I would want to see the most, but I wouldn't say that it's the only one worth waiting for. I wouldn't go as far as that because there's other brilliant matchups to be made in the welterweight division that are, like I said, it's the most stacked division in boxing. So I wouldn't go as far as saying that it's the only matchup that I want. I think there's many great matchups in the welterweight division, and that's why the welterweight division is the division that we've loved the most because of the fact that the welterweight division has got the best fighters in the world. You know, arguably two of them are top 5 pound for pound in Crawford and Spence, and there's many others that probably you could definitely put in the top 10. They're that good. So yeah, I think the welterweight division is very highly stacked, very good, and I don't think that's the only fight that I'm waiting for. It's definitely the fight that I would definitely want to see the most, but there's many matchups to be made. And if Pacquiao beats Thurman, he's in the mix as well. So like I said, I think the welterweight division is a division that's very intriguing and a division that we all want to see unfold and see all these guys fight each other because we want to see who the best is. And I think Crawford and Spence are arguably number 1 and 2 right now. So we want to see who the number 1 is. And then we can start, you know, once we find out who the number 1 is, we can get all these guys to fight each other. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think. Is Spence and Crawford the only welterweight fight that you're interested in? Leave your thoughts. Guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.